And of course, Trump, not Harris, went on to win all swing states and the popular vote. The average of polls clearly showed Harris trailing Trump. She ran a horrific campaign.
What's going on, you guys? Today we have Ana Kasparian going back and forth with Emma Vigeland and Sam Seder. Emma Vigeland and Sam Seder are calling Ana Kasparian out for being just who she is, and she responds. Let's get into it.
Do engage in waste and should be reformed. But treating the federal workforce as if they're Twitter employees is a disastrous way to handle it, as we've been learning in recent weeks. But let's hear what Emma has to say about my on-air correction.
It is not the prediction. People make predictions all the time.
Right, I was wrong in my prediction about the election, but
this is not making
yeah,
some type of poly market bet here.
Yeah.
Where the outcome we can't tell.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was abundance amount of evidence of this. And even if your opinion, not prediction, opinion was, I can't see them doing this is pretty radical. The idea that you would mock people for believing it and saying it was a conspiracy theory. The people had Trump derangement syndrome. I'm sorry, give me a break.
Apologies, I forget that Sam usually doesn't let Emma get a word in edgewise, but I'll address what she said in that video in a second. But before I do, did I, Sam? Did I mock voters who were worried about Project 2025? Because I don't remember doing that. What I do recall is chastising Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party for offering nothing to voters other than incessant fear-mongering about Trump. I also remember criticizing members of the media who simply regurgitated anything the Democratic Party claimed. I also found it fascinating that as the whole of the Democratic Party was engaging in said fear-mongering, they were also playing part in a massive cover-up about Biden's mental decline. I mean, just think about it. Democracy is under threat. We, the Democrats, insist that this corpse stay in the race to give us the best chance of beating Trump and saving democracy. But since Emma brought it up, let's address the fact that inaccurate predictions are totally okay, but only when she's wrong. In the lead up to the—
At this point, it either is Ana Kasparian having the biggest blind spot in the world, or she is willingly putting her head in the sand. The fact that she's saying that, this fear-mongering that Trump is going to dismantle the government and take away democracy, this is the end of democracy as we know it, it very much is. He sees this dismantling of these structures, this whole draining the swamp. These are all enemies that, they stymie his absolute grip on power, his absolute grip on control. This is the end of democracy as we know it. And he may not be causing it, but he is definitely the sign of it. And it is, it's just clear as day. So if you want to deny that and call that fear-mongering, that may be a little bit of ignorance on your part, Ana Kasparian.
The presidential race, Emma declared that her final electoral college prediction is that Harris sweeps all 7 swing states and ekes out a victory in Iowa. My only reservation is that I don't want to jinx the results, but I'm trying to avoid the trappings of magical thinking. Well, Emma, the magical thinking is what led you to think that Harris would sweep all battleground states. Not that you cited superstitious jinxing. And of course, Trump, not Harris, went on to win all swing states and the popular vote. The average of polls clearly showed Harris trailing Trump. She ran a horrific campaign, stood for nothing, was unpopular with anyone who was paying attention, and wasn't even nominated through a democratic process. She was anointed. How's that for saving democracy? But you worked very hard to launder her reputation and sell her to Americans. So much so that I thought maybe, just maybe, all those Kamala Harris ads that interrupted your YouTube videos were possibly clouding your judgment. But you say you were delusional all on your own. And you know what? I'll take your word for it. But since we're on the topic of issuing corrections, one of your viewers is curious about something that you've said and whether you're gonna correct it. One of your viewers wants to know that since I admitted I was wrong, can Majority Report admit they were wrong, saying there wasn't a Venezuelan gang that took over an apartment complex in Colorado, even though residents were coming out and saying that was going on for months? I haven't heard a peep from the Majority Report. Well, you know what? That's actually a great question. Majority Report seemed to direct their audience to harass me for months for accurately reporting that story. When that story was updated to include a horrific incident in which Tren Aragua gang members literally kidnapped and tortured a couple that lived in that Aurora, Colorado apartment complex, Majority Report couldn't be bothered with it at all.
And here we have Ana Kasparian just using the good old conservative card of let's blame some immigrants again. Let's go back at it. We almost talked about what I was doing wrong for too long. Like I almost had to actually do 1 ounce of self-reflection. I almost spent a little too many seconds doing that. Let's go back to some immigrants. What are they doing, guys? Let's tune in. It's just the same old story. We're all going to be living like this in a few years if this class divide keeps on going on, if the Republicans are succeeding with everything that's going on, and we're stuck here worrying about, we're blaming these foreign enemies, we're blaming them for the demise. We're blaming these people. It's the class, and it's everything that's happening right now. We are literally going down the drain. With Trump wanting to gut the social programs, he's wanting to gut Medicaid, low-income housing, job training, assistance for children, that we're literally all going to be slaves. That's where it's all coming down. It's just becoming more and more of a divide between the haves and the have-nots. But no, let's keep on blaming the ones who it's just an easy target. Great.
A Colorado apartment complex plagued by suspected Venezuelan gang activity in the spotlight again after a brutal kidnapping.
They were pistol whipped, they were beat, they were victimized, they were terrorized.
Police say on Monday night, more than a dozen people approached a man and a woman, forcing them into an empty apartment where they were held against their will, and the man was stabbed. The 2 victims were released by the assailants after they promised not to call police, authorities say. Police say 19 people were initially detained in connection to the attack. Tonight, 16 are in Immigration and Customs Enforcement custody, according to an ICE spokesperson who says they are all Venezuelan nationals in the country without authorization.
Prior to that, the Aurora Police Department had already arrested 10 Tren Aragua gang members from the same building. Wow, take a look at that. That's a lot of mugshots for a Venezuelan gang that definitely does not exist and definitely were not victimizing other migrants in addition to low-income Americans in that same apartment complex. That totally didn't happen. Oh, but by the way, that's not all. Earlier this month, ABC News had this headline, quote, ICE carries out raid in Colorado, 100 members of Venezuelan gang targeted for arrests. Alleged members of Tren Aragua were arrested at an Aurora apartment complex. So I'm just really curious, super curious. Is ABC News funded by Polymarket and that's why they're reporting these news stories? Are they making it up? I mean, it's just how many gang members do you need to take over a single apartment complex? But look, that's not all. Does Emma have the integrity to admit that she was wrong to gaslight everyone about Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass's austerity measures, namely her decision to cut the budget?
You know what, Ana Kasparian, you've convinced me. Yeah, it is the immigrants' fault. It actually is. You know what? I would much rather blame them and keep on going. Let's keep on worshiping the celebrities. You know what? Yeah, it is the immigrants' fault. Trump is actually doing nothing wrong. I'm actually about to go buy some Trump coin right now and go ride around in my Tesla truck. They've done so many good things. Why am I even? What's wrong with me? Why did I even think that there was something wrong with them? It is the immigrants' fault for sure. It's definitely not. As a matter of fact, I think I could be like Elon one day and be like Trump if I work hard enough. That would be good, man. Yeah, wait, no, I might actually believe in this American dream. No, you know what? We might be able to make America great again. It doesn't make sense, dude. Open your eyes to what's going on. This empire is falling due to the ones who are in power, who are in charge. So you can sit here and blame all day. I can go on all day.
Budget for a fire department that had already been chronically short-staffed and underfunded. She put this up on Twitter. Lots of people are spreading this $17 million fire budget cut story, and it's just not accurate. She then included a comical thread to bolster her claim. The thread made no sense, and it was clear that Emma didn't even bother to read the thread that she herself quote tweeted. She was even called out by other lefties like Sam Sachs, who correctly stated that Emma was sharing an incoherent thread she couldn't have possibly read. And then, when told the actual facts, doubles down and accuses everyone of lying to help the right. She still hasn't deleted the post that was retweeted 5,000 times. I checked today, it's still up. And therein lies the heart of the issue with Majority Report. Anyone who has a thought or belief that deviates even slightly from their doctrine is just a right-winger. And right-wingers could never make any legitimate points, right? We must all worship the all-sanctimonious Majority Report and their ideological dogma at all costs, even when there's evidence proving them wrong. Although I can't decide if people like Emma are really this cultish with their politics, or if they're just terrified by their own audience.
DSA Josh, I live on the west side of LA. All the criticism that conservatives are directing towards Mayor Karen Bass is 100% motivated by white nationalism and violent misogyny. They're fascists, full stop.
Hey, DSA Josh, you're unhinged. And guess what? I'm elated that you watch Majority Report. They deserve you. As for TYT, we're gonna correct the record when we get something wrong. And I'm positive it will happen again in the future. Because we're human. And guess what? Humans make mistakes. Emma is also susceptible to making mistakes. And that would be totally fine if she showed a modicum of humility and corrected herself.
I mean, this is just nuts. It's not. She's not even hiding it at this point. Ana Kasparian is fully going. She's going full blown right wing. She's going full blown conservative, saying, "Hey, look, yeah, the right conservatives don't even have that bad of ideas. They're doing, they're pretty good. They might actually have the answers, Because you guys are a cult. You guys don't like to have any fun around here. We like blaming immigrants on. They like blaming immigrants. I like blaming immigrants. I might get along with these guys. It's weird, man.
Instead, she plays the role of hall monitor. She polices what one can say, what they should believe, who they can talk to, and what they can talk about. It sure is ironic for someone who claims to loathe cops so much. But that's the role she and others like her play in the left wing, and everyone's.
There we have it, you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about this baloney, this fool, Ana Kasparian wanting to attack Emma Vigeland and Sam Cedar. I don't even know what she's saying at this point. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. It's another day in the progressive way.